Hi, this is Megan of Megan's Creations. Today I'm showing you how to properly fill in a doodle and then how to make it into a sticker if you want to do that with it. This doodle is my own that I did for Captured My Heart, and we're going to go through the steps of filling it in. You might ask first, why can't I just bucket fill in a doodle? And I'll show you why. I'm going to have this bright red background and go to my doodle page and do a good contrasting color, which would be like a bright green, and go to my doodle layer and just try to bucket fill it. And if you look closely, you'll see there's red areas, red gaps here in my doodle where bucket fill just doesn't fill things in all the way. It also makes really bad jagged edges, and the more times you try to bucket fill, the worse they get. So we do not bucket fill like that. So that's not the way we're going to do our doodle. What we're going to do is we're going to use the magic wand, and we're going to select the area that we want to fill in. And if you want to fill in several areas at the same time, like you want to make them all the same color, you hold down the shift key. You'll notice that the magic wand gets a little plus sign there, and you click on the additional areas that you want to color at the same time. And now you go to your select tool and modify and expand. And for doodles, it depends on how thick they are, but between 2 and 5 pixels. I'm going to go with 4 on this one because of the sharp edges where the points of the feathers come out on this. To really get into those corners, I'm going to use my 4 pixels. And you can see that does a pretty good job. It goes inside the doodle. And go ahead and create a new layer and drag it underneath the doodle layer. And now grab the color that you're wanting to make your wing, and you bucket fill with the selection. And that's okay because this selection goes inside the stroke or inside the doodle a little, and it's underneath it, so you won't see that it's jagged. But if you took away the doodle, you'd see that definitely this is going to be a little jagged, the selection that we filled in. If you can repeat the process if you change your mind that, oh, I do want this area to be a different color, or there's more areas of the doodle for you to color again, just go through go through the process again of selecting the area and expanding it, and then give it a new layer for the color. Also, if you decide you want to change the color, do not bucket fill. You create a new layer and then bucket fill the new layer with the color you want. Let's say we want like a little purplish wing here. Bucket fill that layer and then create a clipping mask onto the color that you're replacing. Okay, again, we just don't want jaggies. We want things to look smooth. We want them to look smooth at 100% because that's supposed to be the print quality. Alright, now making a doodle. Whenever you make a doodle, you want to make sure that you have enough space around your element, because if you make the stroke, this is how we're going to make our sticker, we're going to use the stroke tool. If you use the stroke and the stroke goes to the edge or over the edge of your canvas area, it will crop it off right there. And so that won't look very clean to have a flat edge. This one looks like it's got enough room around it, so that'll work fine. I'm going to duplicate all my layers and then merge them together and put them underneath my separated layers. And then I'm going to go to the blending options and add a stroke on the outside, and click on this color and make it slightly off-white. And then I like to do between 12 and 20 picks for my strokes when I make a sticker. 15 looks pretty good for this one, and click OK. Then we want to still be able to add a drop shadow. If you try to add a drop shadow right now, it will go around the stroke, or it'll have to be big enough to get out from behind the stroke. And so we want to make the stroke its own layer. So if you right click and go create layer, now the stroke is on its own layer, and you'll see that it filled in everything inside of it and the area around it. If you are a designer, you will want to run your smoothing action on this new stroke layer first. Stroke does tend to make some jagged edges, and we don't want that for quality. So make sure to run the smoothing action on it. And now we can go in and add a drop shadow to our sticker. I like linear burn for my drop shadows. And about 60 and -45. There you have it. There's your sticker. I also will do some inner shadow on my stickers, so I'll go ahead and show you that. Do a little bit of inner shadow. I take off the global light. And you gotta do that first, otherwise it'll change the direction of your drop shadow. And then make a -90, and then make distance 0, and you just increase the size just a little. I've said that's a little dark, so I'm going to drop the opacity of the inner shadow a little bit, just to give it a little bit of an edge, kind of like inking the edges there. It also gives it just a 3D effect. So there's my wing sticker. I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and that maybe you'll try making your own doodles, and then this will be how you fill them in. So I'll see you next time.